All in all, it's just the dumbest kind of law imaginable. And that's what happens when you come up with laws and policies that are grounded in a sense of guilt and a deeply cartoonishly skewed view of history. Here's a story you probably didn't hear about. ABC News: a New York school district is erasing its Native American heritage and violating civil rights law by changing its name from the Thunderbirds to the T-Birds, federal education officials say. U.S. Department of Education said Thursday that the Connetquot Central School District can voluntarily resolve the federal law violation by restoring the rightful Thunderbirds name. The Long Island District, like others in the state, changed its name in order to comply with state regulations banning Native American sports names and mascots. But federal education officials argue the state mandate violates civil rights law because it allows schools to continue using names derived from other racial or ethnic groups, such as the Dutchmen and the Huguenots. So aside from the specifics of this one name, Thunderbirds versus T-Birds, the point here is that, and I didn't know this, though I'm not surprised, that New York has a law, apparently, an actual state law banning Native American team names. No other ethnic team names are banned, only Native Americans. Just Native American names. And the great thing about a law like this is that it's so bad and so dumb and so counterproductive that it's fundamentally racist against everybody somehow. Like it manages to, you're not sure which group it's more racist against. I mean, it is a legitimately racist law that somehow manages to be racist against everybody. Now, most obviously, it's racist against all the races and ethnicities that it isn't trying to protect. Not that anybody really needs to be protected from a mascot or a school team name, but the premise of the law, the claim, is that it is harmful somehow to base a team name on an ethnic group. But then the law says we are only going to protect one group from this kind of horrible harm that they're being threatened with. And that's obviously racist. But on the other hand, the effect is that it just further erases references to and appreciation of Native American culture, because that's obviously what these team names represent. You know, you name your team after something that you admire, something that you revere. So this has been our point all along about this dumb Native American team name controversy all across the country. The whole point is that this is a sign of respect and admiration. Okay, if you hate a group or you think they're pathetic or beneath you, you're not gonna march under their banner. You're not gonna put them on your jersey. You're not gonna name your team after them. So all in all, it's just the dumbest kind of law imaginable. And just as the overall nationwide campaign against Native American mascots has been incredibly dumb and self-defeating. And that's what happens when you come up with laws and policies that are grounded in a sense of guilt and a deeply cartoonishly skewed view of history, which is what this is all really about. And that's what any discussion of Native Americans is wrapped up in. It's wrapped up in guilt and historical nonsense, which is why our second episode of my new series, Real History, I must mention, deals with this subject. And as you know, we launched my new documentary series, Real History, a couple of weeks ago. And this is an effort to confront and clarify, tell the truth about, the real truth about some of the most important episodes in American history and in world history. And we'll tell you the things that the schools don't teach you and that the media doesn't tell you and Hollywood doesn't tell you. Our first episode, which is available now on DailyWire, was about slavery. The next one, which I'm excited about, deals with the real history of the Native Americans. On the morning of June 14th, 1786, Captain James Moore's family woke up on what seemed to be a normal day in Southwest Virginia. But as they left the family's cabin to tend to their farm animals, the fearful war whoop was heard, and a raiding party of Ohio Valley Shawnee Indians rode down a ridgeline and attacked them. Captain Moore was shot 7 times before being tomahawked and scalped. The Indians then murdered 3 of his children, leaving only his family members who were locked inside the cabin. Much like the Barbary pirates, the Indians broke into the house, shot the dogs, plundered and burned the home, killed the livestock, and took Moore's wife and surviving children captive. The raiding party stole horses and embarked on a journey to Detroit, which was then an open-air market for humans captured by Indians. Okay, so that was I was wrong. There's actually a clip from the first episode, not the second one, which isn't out yet, but deals with the subject. And if you want to see that episode about slavery, or the next one, which is going to be about the Native Americans, and it's going to give you I hate to use the term because it's so overused, but it is an actual nuanced view of the topic. Because what we don't want to do is replace one cartoonish view of history with a different competing cartoon. We're not going to do that either. And when it comes to the history in this country of Native Americans, it's not true that the Native Americans were these noble savages. It's not true that they were helpless victims. It's not true that there was a campaign of genocide waged against them. None of that is true. We'll get into that. However, there were examples of savagery against the Native Americans that did occur, just as there were many examples going the other way. And we'll get into all that. And if you want to see that and you want to get more of these kinds of episodes, you need to subscribe to the Daily Wire, which you should do right now, or at least after we're done here.